Hello, it's episode number 199 of Wednesday Afternoon Live with me, SaleenDriver, and whoever else decides to come into the StreamYard when I drop the link later. It is the longest running Wednesday Afternoon Live stream in all of YouTube that I know of. It is the show about nothing in particular. And let's see. Oh, there we go. Was waiting for the YouTube screen to react. That would have been nice to see a little quicker. Let's fix that up. Nobody is in the no, I spoke too soon. A couple of people in the chat. Nate the Great is not late. Atypical Gump is in. Matt Doomit is in. Some of the usual suspects, of course. Good afternoon to one and all as we explore episode 199 of Wednesday Afternoon Live with SaleenDriver. Expect this to be a lively discussion, as I think some people are going to want to continue the shit show discussion that was going on. I think it was Sunday on Battle Angels chat. That would be Bad Bitch Fuel. And, it started off with the contention from Huffabilly Paw that women should not vote or whatever. Doesn't seem to be a particularly easy topic to defend, but he wants to take that position. That's fine with me. And speaking of the aforementioned Battle Angel, there she is in the chat. Still, in my humble opinion, the most what is the word? The most put upon woman that I know of in all of YouTube. Probably also one of the most patient women in all of YouTube, considering who her boyfriend is. And, I love him to death, but hardworking. Yes, she is hardworking. Let's see. Matt Doomit is banning Huffabilly Slaw from splitting tens. I don't know why people give him grief over that. I mean, yeah, he had 20, which was probably a winning hand. But, why not split tens in blackjack? Take a shot, YOLO, as it were. But then again, 20 is, for the vast majority of the time, is a winning hand in blackjack, or 21 if you prefer. So, but I don't know why people give him grief over that. I just don't get it. Let's see. We are under 1 week away from election day, although this is election season, which I think is a mistake. But we are 1 week away from, less than a week away from election day 2024. The day where we either save the country or watch the country slide into the abyss, depending on what your attitude is towards the two primary candidates. I've already voted, as I told everyone last week. I think it was last Wednesday when I voted. Yeah, it was last Wednesday. So I've already banked my vote, and fortunately, I live in a state where I am pretty much confident that my vote counted. For you people who live in states like Arizona and Georgia and Pennsylvania and Michigan and Minnesota and Illinois and especially Chicago, and other states like that where shenanigans are a way of life. Good luck to you. Nate the Great is not voting. Okay, Ramajama Taylor is here. Yeah, well, afternoon, evening, it's it's all the same. Let's see. We are also a couple of days away from the cocktail party. For those of you who don't know, and if you don't know, what rock have you been living under? This is the annual Florida-Georgia game. It's held in Jacksonville pretty much every year that the stadium isn't being rebuilt for some purpose. And that's going to be a game where we see, hopefully, the beginning of the end of the Billy Napier era. If not an outright firing on Sunday the 3rd, I'm hoping, at least being handed his hat and pointed towards the door and hopefully being shoved very hard towards it. Atypical Gum says he took his mom and voted today. Very good, sir. Very good. I hope that everyone will take advantage of the right to vote, whether you are voting for the communist or voting for the good guy. It is every American's duty, if they are able to and if they qualify to vote. Remembering, of course, the hundreds of thousands of people over the nearly 2.5 centuries that this country has existed have bled and died to preserve, among many things, your right to vote and express your civic opinion on things, even though in the end you may or may not think your vote counts, but maybe it does. I mean, remember in 2000, the Florida election was decided by just a tad over 500 votes. And we managed to avoid Albert Gore, the inventor of the internet, from taking power and beginning the destruction of our country. We only seem to have delayed it for a little while, but yeah, at least we got a few more good years out of the old girl. Harry Legs is here. He's listening in as he's preparing dinner. VicTube is here. Good afternoon to you too, sir. Hopefully VicTube will grace us with his presence in the StreamYard. I switched program. I should restart. I switched which browser I'm using to run StreamYard. I switched it from Firefox to Chrome to hopefully take advantage of the ability to support echo mitigation on my end. So I'm back to using my boom microphone. I hope it sounds okay. And hopefully when I let people into the yard, that will continue to have no echo, and we will have solved that problem, because I don't know why the hell I was echoing all of a sudden, other than StreamYard and Firefox don't seem to get along with each other. I'm going to paste the link in to the chat. See who wants to come in. And hopefully, I've been texting with Tiger Cat a little bit today. Hopefully, she's in the background and will come in, because I think she wants to talk about one of the constitutional amendments that's being voted on here in the state of Florida, which is the pot amendment. Oh, and there's Mr. Bug-Eye himself. No nipples on the avatar, please, and thank you, sir, or I will boot your ass. No nipples. You nipple me, and I will boot your ass from the stream.
I know.
How does my microphone sound today?
Sounds pretty well.
And no echo?
I think.
Shouldn't be. Anyway, how you doing, Nate?
Doing good. Just surviving a rain shower here. Got all my
Now, Nate, in the chat, you said you're not voting. Why is that? You're certainly qualified to vote. You are over 18. You are an American citizen, and you're qualified to vote. So why aren't you voting? Albert Sancho, good afternoon, sir. Tiger Cat just texted me she's having a cigarette and she'll be here in about 15 minutes. Okay. No problem. Good job. Okay, why aren't you voting?
Let me do this real quick. The reason why, because I had low interest of voting.
Okay. Are you registered to vote?
Yeah, yes, I am. Now, I did vote for Trump. Well, vote for Trump in the last election, but you know how that went.
Well, yeah, it was stolen from him, but you know, what can we do?
But I'm not going to get into that. That's just, I just think voting is just a pointless thing, in my opinion. But
well, your opinion is not unique. A lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
And then, ironically, a lot of the same people complain about how bad things are, and yet they chose not to participate in the process.
Right. Am I going to get go in jail? Probably not. I just don't want to vote. That's all. It's my personal choice.
And that's fine. I was just curious as to why. You know, if you had if you had any reason at all, and if your reason is you just don't feel like participating because you don't think your vote counts.
I just don't like politics. That's about it.
Well, not very many people like politics. I mean, admittedly. But in Nebraska, it's particularly poignant because of the unique way Nebraska divides up their electoral votes.
Yeah, I think.
Jesus Christ, Nate, what are you doing?
What's up?
What are you doing?
Well, I'm getting ready for what do we call it? Therapy.
Oh.
Well, getting ready to go to therapy, to be honest.
Okay.
So sorry for the noise.
Well, what about Halloween? What are you doing for Halloween tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm gonna go to work for Halloween. Not only that, shut up.
And work is at the zoo?
Tell me shut up. What the fuck? So I'm gonna wear this.
Oh, okay. You're going to be Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
And you still work at the zoo?
It does say extra large, so whatever. That's the only large I can find.
Nate, focus. Where do you work?
I work at a retirement community.
So you're going to walk in a retirement community dressed as Freddy Krueger?
Well, it's just for my work. I don't.
Yeah, but you're going to give those people a heart attack.
Well, hopefully not, but.
Well, hopefully not. Okay.
Remember, I work in the kitchen, so I don't really go out in the really lobbies area that much.
So you don't interact with the residents?
I used to when I was a server. I now work with the dishwasher. So.
Zona Tucson's in here. Good afternoon to you, sir. And Sven is here all the way from Deutschland.
But yeah.
Who are all these people in here? Oh, they're the usual cast of characters. So
the one thing I don't have from the costume is the glove. Well, I don't know if I should have the glove or not. The glove.
Why wouldn't the costume come with the glove?
I have no idea. I think it's just the costume outfit. I think I didn't really pay attention to that.
Well, you could always tape knives to your fingers, I guess, if you wanted to.
Oh well. I don't know. I don't know. Should I bring the gloves or whatever? I mean, it's kind of threatening, isn't it? Well, I mean, like the gloves that has knives on them. I don't think I should bring that. I don't know.
No, you probably shouldn't do that. But you work in the kitchen. What do you do in the kitchen? Nate?
It's loud in here.
Well, yeah,
I'll
there's a
tell you in a
truck in
minute.
Anyway.
He's trying to make space for me. Okay.
Steve Pearson, good to see you there. Let's see. Let's see. State are not the only team who gets 50 burger. What? No, I guess he's.
So yeah.
I guess he's trying to troll you, Nate.
Oh, I didn't really pay attention.
I guess he's talking about Indiana. I guess Indiana beat the hell out of Nebraska or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, and Nebraska almost beat Ohio State. Almost, but lost. What you were asking what I do in the kitchen, basically I wash dishes or just help put dishes away, basically.
No cooking?
That's basically about it. No cooking. I don't think they trust me to cook.
Well, you put ranch dressing on everything, so, you know. I wouldn't trust either.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of ranch myself, but
what do you dip in ranch for if you had to pick? I'd say wings.
You know, I've never been one of those people that dipped chicken wings in anything. I just you know, put hot sauce on them and eat them that way.
Oh, okay.
You know, the only thing I've ever dipped in ranch dressing that I liked was of all, believe it or not, raw broccoli.
Ew. Oh, wait, raw broccoli. Okay.
I like broccoli florets, you know, dipped in ranch dressing. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Battle Angel. I don't know if Battle Angel is saying she likes cream cheese better or you like cream cheese.
No. She's referring to I put cream cheese like on everything. I think she's referring to that.
Oh.
But I do like
Dr. Bob's Nightmare is here. Good to see you. And he says cucumbers are good dipped in ranch dressing. Okay.
They are.
I can see that.
Sorry.
And Sven has already moved on to basketball. You're a little early, sir. Although I understand that the Florida Gator basketball team is supposed to be pretty decent this year. So that would be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Gator basketball team would get out of their own way and play some defense, they might actually, you know, they might be a contender.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm not really interested in basketball that much. I'm more interested in the football, or in more to the point, I'm more interested in seeing Napier get fired already.
You're interested in hockey too. Don't forget about that. Well,
Oh yeah, I love hockey. Joshua's here. I have Bryson.
what?
I don't know how to pronounce that last name. DeChambeau, Bryson DeChambeau, and Roy McElroy Telegram.
It, that
I have
that
no idea
first
what he's talking
was
about,
it?
but it sounds
Oh,
wonderful.
oh! My dad said those are golfers, like professional golfers.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't watch golf, so okay. Napier upset Celine. Kirby should be Celine's greatest nightmare. That would save his job. Well, you know what, Sven? I think I can think of 5 things that would happen sooner than Georgia losing to Florida on Saturday. And I'll name them. Nancy Pelosi voting for a tax cut. Kamala Harris completing a full sentence. Chuck Schumer supporting Israel. Gavin Newsom acting like a person instead of a cardboard cutout cartoon character. And my sister treating everyone else around her with some level of decency. Those things would happen sooner than Florida beating Georgia.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It would be funny though.
If Florida beat Georgia, that would be hysterical. It's not going to happen, but it would be very funny.
Yeah.
Joshua says Live Golf and the PGA Tour are going to have a deal by the end of 2025. Okay. I don't have a hell of a lot of interest in golf, but I do know that Live is out there, and it's caused a schism between itself and the PGA Tour. I don't know how important that schism is to the world of pro golf, but it is what it is. Now, just for the record, I am not going to be able, most likely, to watch the cocktail party on Saturday. I am going to be in Boston starting tomorrow night, and I will be doing Boston vacation traveling things, and I probably won't have the ability to watch the game. I can get updates on my phone, and I will probably certainly check in every once in a while to see how badly Florida's getting beat. But the likelihood of me sitting down and watching that game is almost zero.
Hey, Celine, I gotta go to therapy, so I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck to Nate in his therapy. I will post the link once again, see if somebody wants to come in. Sven, or Battle Angel, or VicTube. Still waiting on Tiger Cat to come in, if she does come in. She sent me in the texting thing. She sent me one of those old school videos of her with the hot dog filter over the video, and I had forgotten just how interestingly creepy and spooky that was. Seeing a talking hot dog. But there you go. So what do we all want to talk about? We want to talk about women voting? Do we want to talk about football? Do we want to talk about the upcoming election? Do we want to talk about the price of gold? Hopefully we don't devolve into unemployment figures again. That gets kind of dry and boring. I don't know. Want to talk about MGTOW? I don't. Yeah, it's kind of funny that Battle Angel was calling Huffer Billy Paul a MGTOW. I thought he had a girlfriend, but I thought I was the resident MGTOW guy around here. I didn't. I don't want to share that title with somebody else. What the fuck, man? Joshua, I told I about buying GDXJ junior gold mining stocks. Okay, go ahead. GDXJ. Here's Sven. Junior gold mining stocks. Okay.
Good morning.
Sven, turn your YouTube off.
I have.
Oh, your microphone sounds much better.
I work on it.
No static this time.
Yeah.
And just as I say that,
Tell you what. Better?
Yeah, the static just returned.
There's a real possibility that Florida beats Georgia. There's a real shot.
How does that happen? Did somebody kidnap the entire starting lineup on both sides of the ball?
Did you see UGA against Mississippi State? Did you see this game? UGA should have lost this game. They were absolutely terrible.
No, I didn't see the game. I know it was a lot closer than sure.
If not for our fucking defense, we win this game. Easy. By 3-4 touchdowns. Easy. UGA is not a good football team. They are decent. They are not good.
Well, they're better than Florida. Dr. Bob wants to buy a watch. There's a shot.
Maybe.
One of the main reasons I'm going up to Boston tomorrow is I'm going to finally get to meet the guys and gals that work for European Watch Company up in Boston. I've been dealing with them for about 7 or 8 years now. I'm finally going to get to meet them. And I'm actually bringing a watch that I want to either sell them or trade them for something. So hopefully I'll come back to Florida on Monday with a new watch for the collection. At the very least, I come back with a watch without a watch that I'm never going to wear and some cash in my pocket.
Yeah. Buy you a Glashütte.
What do you say? I have a Glashütte.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have a Glashütte Original. What is it? Panorama Data Lunar. It's on my channel if you want to look up the video. It's a beautiful watch. It's white gold, champagne dial, beautiful watch. But it is a bit troublesome.
Yeah, Glashütte is the original.
Original what?
Glashütte was the first original watch company in Germany.
Yeah,
and 20 years later, Lange came on. That's the two founders. And Glashütte watches are really expensive and really good.
Yep, they are. And they also can be a little bit of a pain in the ass when their winding mechanism goes south.
Yeah,
and my mom,
they are automatic watches.
Well, they are. This is an automatic, but it does like to be wound every once in a while. My mom has an Alanga, beautiful Langa dress watch with an Aventurine dial. My dad, obviously, it was my dad's, and when he passed away, she wanted
an old one or a new one.
Oh, it's a relatively new one. I think it was made in the late 2000 teens.
Yeah.
But
The old
yeah, the
ones,
Longa makes a fantastic watch. They really do.
they are the best in the world. Nobody makes better watches as Lange and Söhne. Nobody. By a country mile.
Oh, they are certainly solid watches. That is for sure. The only problem with my Glashute is the winding mechanism has had to be repaired 4 times in the time that I've owned the watch. Because the winding mechanism would just lock up. And then when it took out the keyless works would take out the automatic works as well. So you had to rebuild the whole movement. And we finally got it done right the 4th time, and it's been holding up for several years now. I may still sell the watch at some point because it just doesn't get a lot of wrist time. But it's such a pretty watch. When I do wear it, I really think to myself when I put it on, I say, why do I want to sell this watch? It's just too damn pretty.
Yeah, and you get a new car for it, at least.
Well, probably not a new car, but certainly a decent car. Joshua wants to know, why is young rich kids from German nobility and wealthy families are singing Outsider out or Auslander Oste? Outside.
He means foreigners out.
Oh, okay. Well,
Josh is a bit crazy. He thinks every German is a racist.
A lot of European countries have an active groups of people who want to seal the borders and deport foreigners. That's a growing movement, especially in England right now.
In Germany too.
England and Germany are the 2 countries that movement of getting the foreigners out of their countries.
I tell you why.
Growing.
It's really simple. If you remember, in the 90s there was the war in Serbia, Montenegro, Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
And Germany said, okay, we take you on, but you have to leave when the war ends. There came 2.5 million Serbian and Croatians and to Germany, and nobody left. 5 years later, the Iran-Iraq war started. We took on 500,000 Iraqis. Nobody left. 5 years later, Afghanistan. We took on 1 million Afghans. Nobody left. There is the Syria war. We take on near 2 million Syrian people. Nobody left.
You have too good a welfare state. They don't want to leave.
Yeah.
And Pocket Watch Time, thanks for stopping by and supporting the channel. Sir.
It has to stop. If you need money, get your ass out and go to work.
Well, they don't want to work. We have the same problem here.
Then put
What's
them
up,
out.
Tiger Cat? How you doing?
Hey, Cat.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, young lady.
Hello. How did you do that, Saleen?
Do what?
What did you just do there?
I put on well, you'd have to understand Monty Python to know they did a Queen Victoria skit, and that's how the actor that was playing Queen Victoria sounded. Hello.
Oh my gosh, I've never heard that voice come out of your mouth.
Oh well,
you sounded like a girl.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? and Pocket Watch Time, I know Lange makes a lot of great watches. Not a lot of them speak to me personally, except for that one that my dad. Well, I mean, my dad bought that particular Lange with my input. You know, I'm going to see if I can find a picture of it. Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
Yeah.
Raj.
How you doing? I think is this the wait? Have we talked before ever? No, right? Not one
No,
on one.
no.
So how you
I'm
doing?
from Germany.
Yeah, I know that. Like I've heard you a lot. I just don't think I've ever been on a stream at the same time with you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Yeah, I see you also on Vic's show.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
the only
he's,
Mississippi fan on the whole internet.
I
They're all
wouldn't say
hiding
that.
out of losing games.
Now, I don't know if I ever got the story of why you were a Mississippi State fan. Did you go to school
I
there?
tell you, my dad-in-law is from Tupelo, Mississippi, and he was a soldier in the Air Force, U.S. Air Force, and he came to Germany to Tempelhof Airport in Berlin and worked there for the military. And our mom meet him there.
Ah, okay.
Okay, that's the
And
longer that my
married,
dad bought.
I married their daughter.
You married what?
I married his daughter.
Oh,
Anyway.
That's
his
why he's my
daughter.
dad-in-law. It's a nice
Ah,
watch.
Yes,
This is
it
a
is.
really nice watch.
Uh-oh. Uncle Lou's here.
Yeah, he's welcome.
Yes, of course
Hi,
he is.
Lou.
Is this going to be a misinformation stream? No, it's not. Well, depending on what you think misinformation is, your definition is different from mine, sir.
Yeah.
But everyone is welcome, of course.
All opinions are welcome.
Oh, yeah. Now, let's see. Joshua says, my family used to own Bank of Mendes gone. My relative Isaac Mendes had escaped to Adoria in World War III.
Yeah.
What? Okay. World War II. Okay, correct himself. World War II. Let's see. Dr. Bob says Zeitwerk. I don't know what Zeitwerk is. I'm not sure.
Zeit means time. And Werk
That's
means
cute. That's very cute.
time work. Time work.
What does it mean?
Time work.
Oh, okay.
Werk is work, fabrication.
Hey,
HBD's
Pa.
here.
Hey, Pa.
Oh,
Are we
Taylor,
voting
man.
for or
Oh,
against
my goodness.
Amendment 3?
Coming on and
Now,
trolling
why
me.
does
I
Lou
know
know
him.
about Amendment 3?
I'm sure he
He's-
look as you mentioned something, didn't you, at the beginning of the stream? So that's why he's bringing it up. That's all.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and my dad-in-law
That is
has a
cool.
diploma from Mississippi State. He sent my son to Mississippi State.
So you're a
And I
big
went there,
Mississippi
visit
State.
him, and we got to a game, and I was infected. And ever since, I'm a Mississippi State fan.
Now, I guarantee you one thing: Sven is probably, if not the only one of probably a handful of Mississippi State fans in all of Germany. Anyway,
I know 3.
well, Lou wants to know for or against. Well, Raj, speaking for myself, I voted against Amendment 3.
Yes.
I
And I voted. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say I want to qualify as saying I am for medical marijuana. Being a member of a family that had a heavy medical presence, a heavy medical footprint. I do know the benefits of marijuana for medical purposes. Hang on, Slaw. There you go. I understand the medical benefits of marijuana, and I am for that, but I am not for the recreational use of marijuana. I think we have enough problems with alcohol. I think marijuana compounds that problem. But,
Uh,
now I realize in the general populace, I'm probably in the minority. It's questionable whether or not the amendment will pass because I think you need, I forgot the exact number. I think it's like
6%,
60% or 63%.
66,
66%
I think.
of voters, roughly 2/3 of the voters have to vote yes on an amendment for it to pass. So I don't know that they'll get to 2/3. They probably will, but I vote against it. I just don't. Well,
Yeah.
yes, I know Trump said vote for it, Lou, but you see, here's the fun part that really scrambles your brain. I'm
It's
not
the
a Trump,
state's issue.
I'm not a Trump automaton, and I never was. I realize that this is a hard concept for you Kamalaites to understand, but people who like Trump are not Trump robots.
Exactly.
Just like
Here's the thing.
I
didn't
am
even
glad
know.
that he was for it, but I have problems with it too, though. I'm not, I was actually before I went and voted, I was thinking about voting against it, and I'll tell you why. I'm all for medical marijuana as well. And I think there's so much research that's being done and so many good things about marijuana and different health issues, right? That if we were to educate the public more and help them understand what it is as a medicine, then make it, you know, then make it, because I think as far as because I'm split on it because I do think we need to educate people more. I don't want to see a bunch of stoners out in the street too. I don't want to see like you know what I'm saying, chaos. But I
Yeah.
don't think there will be chaos. I
Listen.
look, hang on, let me just finish real quick. But I think a person has a right to smoke marijuana if they want to, an adult, because I think alcohol's worse. And if
I agree
people
with
can
you.
disagree with me, and I don't care, but that's yeah. So,
But I
but
was
you
gonna
got
say
Ron DeSanctimonious that's all, "Ooh, ooh, we'll be like
no.
California."
I think the good news. Well, I think there's a break line, right? If you have to synthesize poppy seeds into heroin, or if you have to take cocoa and make it into cocaine, then that's a little different. But if you can take a weed and grow a vile weed and grow it in your backyard and then smoke it, whether it be milkweed or marijuana, you should be able to do it. That's all I'm going to say. I don't get upset about it, to be honest.
Well,
Joshua
there's just
has
some issues there. The amendment needs to be worded better. I don't think
Yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah. I
completely
mean, I
against
yeah,
haven't
it.
read it.
the way they
I don't think
worded Amendment 3 was pretty bad.
Yeah,
yeah,
I haven't read it.
and I don't think that I can't remember what I was gonna say because I hear an echo. Uh,
Well, Joshua has the libertarian view of things. Legalize all drugs, put a limit on usage, like Portugal. Yeah, I understand that point of view, and it could be a great revenue stream because obviously, if you're going to regulate it like that, you could tax it like you tax cigarettes and alcohol.
Yeah.
The other problem I have with legalizing pot is now for all of my life, nearly 60 years
Spin
ago,
mute yourself when you're not talking.
mhm.
it's been illegal. Pot has been illegal. Now all of a sudden you're going to legalize it. What are you going to do with all those people that are in jail for either possession or
Well, they
distribution
should have been out already.
or
They should
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even
That's
be there.
bullshit. That was bullshit.
now what are
They
you going to do
shouldn't
with
be
them?
there.
That's right.
Okay, but irregardless of whether they should be there or not, let's say on election day it's legalized. What are you going to do with all those people that are in jail now? Are you going to pardon them? Are you going to let them out, or are they going
Well,
to
how
serve
many
their
people
time?
are in for only marijuana charges? I mean, I doubt that they're putting that many people in jail for a long time when they have so many more other things to worry about.
Well,
I
yeah,
can't
that's a
imagine
good point. That's a good point.
I mean, I
But
can't
what-
imagine that anyone. I mean, I'm sure I've heard crazy stories where people were in life in prison for pot. They got pardoned or whatever, but for whatever reason, whatever makes somebody get a long sentence, I think it should matter. Like if they're just a person who smokes or maybe even sells to some of their adult friends, they shouldn't be in jail. Now, if they're selling to kids, yes, because you shouldn't sell anything to kids that's made for adults. So, but as far as like small offenses, like just having it on your possession, when it wasn't legal, or, oh, okay, maybe
I
small
mean,
time dealing to adults. I don't know.
let's say Amendment 3 passes and they decide to let all the people that are in jail for marijuana related offenses. Even if there's only a dozen or so people, or several hundred people, or thousands, or whatever the number is, let's say DeSantis says release. I can't even see that.
All right, I'll tell it to you in a minute. Go ahead, keep going.
But let's say that they decide to release them. Now, all of a sudden, these people, what are they going to do? Are they going to turn around and sue the state?
Real quick, Fire Napier. I'll be right back.
So what happens, Saleen, I agree with you on that. I do. I'm a laissez-faire kind of guy, to the most, as much as I can be. But what I was showing you was nicotine pouches in peach and pineapple mint for kids.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Think about that. That's to me, that is ridiculous.
Well, Victor says to release the people in jail. Maybe they should be released, but they should. If they're going to release them, then they need to be made to sign some kind of waiver saying that they're not going to sue the state for unlawful imprisonment, because at the time they were sent to prison, pot was illegal. They can't make the law retroactive in that manner. They need to cover that problem.
Well, I mean, to me, like I said before, how many people are serving really long sentences for just having weed on their person, or if there's more to it, like selling to kids, or there was some violence or something else, then that's a whole different story. But if you're talking about,
and Lewis's got a good point here. If they legalize it, should still be illegal to sell.
He's right.
Car. I believe that's the way it's going to be. They're going to,
but that's what it shouldn't be.
They're going to have to sell it through dispensaries, like.
I mean, no, that's what it should be. It should be no. I'm sorry. No, I agree. No, it should be illegal. Yes, it should be illegal to sell.
Right.
Like, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
What I was saying is, when Saleen said like marijuana related offenses, like they asked DeSantis about it, and he checked, and it's hard to tell sometimes, but it didn't seem like he was lying this time. He said he checked with the Department of Prisons, and there's 0 people right now in a Florida prison for only possession.
Well, that's a good.
And most people that get sent to prison for that is for trafficking. Like, they get pulled over and they've got 10 pounds in the trunk of their car. Like, that would still be illegal. It would still be illegal to sell it on the sidewalk, all that. Right. So those people would, like, if you got caught, if you're a drug dealer, like in the classic sense of the term, you would still get arrested and go to jail for that, for selling it.
I would certainly hope so.
Yeah. But if you're walking down the street and you have a joint in your pocket, that's what would be legal. Or if you're smoking weed in your house, that would be legal.
But Lou, what I don't like is when the helicopters, the drones fly over my house and I got marijuana growing out here in the backyard for me, not for me to sell it, just for me. Then why they do a raid on my house and take all my possessions?
Because it's illegal here.
That's bullshit.
That's why.
I know, but it's bullshit, isn't it? That's bullshit.
So you're saying that, like maybe if it's on your property, you should be able to grow it.
I think you should be able to grow it for personal consumption. Yeah.
That's right.
But why can't they just make that like kind of a law in Georgia if they don't want to even do the medical?
Lady.
Yeah, I don't know.
Georgia's
stupid. They have medical here. But it's so scaled back you can only get it from a hospital. They don't have dispensaries here. But
Okay.
like a
I was wondering
hospital
about
can
that.
give you. I don't think hospitals give you joints, but they give you something that's got cannabis.
Probably either, yeah. It's either a pill, probably a capsule, or a tincture or something like that. Not
Yeah,
even
something
Yeah.
like that.
gummy.
Yeah.
It would be something like that.
But
Now,
they
now,
don't have like the dispensaries here where you can walk in with a medical card and buy it. Like that's not even legal in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I knew about
now,
that.
Tiger Cat would probably know the answer to this question. It is CBD is not the same. It's a derivative of marijuana, or it's derived from marijuana, but it's not marijuana. It's a component.
Yeah,
There's
it's
two
a
kinds.
component. Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's a part of the plant, and it's not the same as it's the D9, the Delta 9 that makes you like high, right?
Oh,
So,
somebody's murdering a pumpkin.
I was wondering at first that it looked at like a hospital and somebody was doing something on it. Okay,
Damn.
Who's murdering a pumpkin?
yeah, but CBD is not psychoactive, although it does make some people sleepy, because it can relax your muscles, but you really can't feel it that much. Most people can't. But when you combine the CBD with the THC, they work together in conjunction, and it's like the THC makes the CBD work like 10 times better, but the CBD keeps the THC from
Going off
getting
the
you too
rails.
stoned, so
Yeah.
you can actually it's the medication part. It's like you can take this and it's like you're taking regular medication to get through your day. You're not stoned. You don't have red eyes, but you can focus. You have a little energy, nothing crazy, you know? And
You
then,
know
but if
that.
you get oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna. Well, no, go finish, please.
No, that's basically it. I mean, I'm just
Well,
saying, like, if you buy a product that has a ratio of CBD and THC, you may get a really nice buzz, or you may get a little stoned. But what I'm saying is, you can get certain ratios, or or dose it correctly to where you can get through your day like a normal day, and nobody knows you've ever had any THC because you're just on a functioning level.
now, Dr. Bob has I think 99% is a bit high. I mean, a little.
Yeah, it's not 99%, I promise you. I can't
He's
tell you
engaging in
how
a little.
some of the crippled people that have come through my I don't mean to say cripple in a bad way. Like, they are really we have war, veterans that suffer from PTSD. We have, there's some even children, they don't get, like, high THC stuff, but they have seizures, they have severe autism. There are people that have cancer. Okay, there's a lot of people that go in there that want just to smoke weed, okay? So you're right on that, but it's by no means 99%. I would
No,
say
he's
I would
engaging in a
wonder if
little
it's
bit.
even 50% because
He's
most
engaging in a
people
bit of hyperbole, of course, but there are I'm sure there's a significant percentage of people who just
Oh,
got
he's saying, of the medical card holders he knows, so he just doesn't hang around quality people, so
well, he hangs around people like me.
I would argue that anybody that thinks that marijuana legalization is worse than alcohol legalization, they don't understand. They just don't. I think marijuana doesn't do nearly the damage to people that alcohol does.
Now, full and fair disclosure, when my dad was alive during the last couple of years of his life, he used or had applied to him, and because he was subject to cramping.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah. And he used my mom used on him a CBD cream on his lower legs, especially at night, to relieve the cramping. And my mom still uses the same on because and I suffer from the same problem too. Diabetics, to whatever degree they are diabetic, the severity of it, do suffer cramping and circulatory problems in the extremities. In my case, it's both my calf muscles. I take magnesium every day, I'm not using CBD, but my mom takes magnesium also, but she's a little bit more further advanced in that than I am, and uses CBD every once in a while, cream, to alleviate the problems when they get pretty bad. So, full and fair disclosure, my family members at various states have benefited from CBD cream. Nobody's munching on the gummies, and nobody was
That's
puffing
not a
away
big
on.
deal, Celine. Do you have
No,
any in
I'm
your
just saying
family
that.
that drinks? Are you ashamed if they drink?
Well, actually, nobody in my family drank very much because of the negative problems with alcohol combining with diabetes medications. That is over and above. The main reason I don't drink at all is because alcohol.
You know what doesn't cause diabetes? Weed.
Yeah,
Exactly right.
I know that. But
Hey,
you know,
TK, my only concern is, will Slaw ever have to go to detox because of weed?
No. In fact,
See,
you should
Slaw?
go to detox and just change to weed and get off the alcohol.
Yeah,
We knew
that's
that.
kind of what we're talking about here.
Slaw, come on, man.
Come on,
Hurry it up.
man.
Hey,
Let's go.
how you doing, CJ?
Puffer Billy.
I was
Pete.
going to say the cramps that you have, Celine, now
I can
are all
make you some
because the cramps
special
that Celine has now are all
brownies.
because of the damn Florida team. Every time they play, he has a lot of cramps.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, Pa. Hey, Pa.
Actually,
Hey,
believe it or
Pa.
not, what helps with my cramping is my 4-mile walk every day. If I don't walk for a couple of days in a row, that second or third night, my legs cramp up like nobody's business. But as long as I walk in the morning, I have almost no leg cramp problems.
Wow.
You still get cramps? I thought that stopped after menopause.
I guess I
Hey,
walked into that. I walked into that one, of
Celine,
course. No.
Celine, what was I going to ask? Oh, yeah. What will it take for me to get you? I know I can't get you to either smoke a joint or vape because you would cough to death. So what about
Probably.
a gummy? What about a gummy? What I want to have a gut like I want to like have get stoned with you and video it.
No. Okay. Tiger Cat, the last and it was a long time ago.
I
in
know you
college.
said you got paranoid. You got to give it another chance. The first time doesn't
no,
mean anything.
At UF, I tried pot on multiple occasions. The only effect I got 3 effects from marijuana. I got sleepy, I got hungry, and I got paranoid. Well, sleeping comes natural to me even at this advanced age. I'm always hungry, and I'm naturally paranoid. So why should I waste the money?
Okay, but let me just tell you something real quick. Back in the day when, in the early 90s, when you just getting stuff off the street, you don't know what you're smoking. So you do get a lot of those symptoms.
Well, this was the
But
80s, not the 90s.
right. Well, no, but what I'm saying is even in what we have now, they're separating. It's like they make things that are specifically targeted. Like I could find you something that didn't have the stuff that is more likely to cause paranoia. Now,
I don't
who
want
cares about
mushrooms.
the munchies? Who cares about the munchies? We could make a platter of snacks. And we
Is
could have
there a type of weed that would prevent him from yelling at the mailman?
we need to get you you see, you need to get to not yell at the mailman.
I got to jump for about 15, 20 minutes, guys. I'll be back if you're still on. Okay.
I'll be here.
Ah,
I'll drop the link. Let me know. The only thing that would get me to stop yelling at the mailman or the UPS man or the FedEx man or the DHL man is probably death.
Right.
That's probably it. But no, just to complete a thought that I had earlier, alcohol and metformin, specifically metformin and alcohol, when they are in your body at the same time, they do not mix well together, and you go into a sugar crash, and it ain't pretty, which is why I don't drink.
Doesn't
Because
alcohol have a lot of sugar in it?
yeah, alcohol, when you metabolize alcohol, it turns to sugar. And the last thing a diabetic wants, even a type 2 diabetic, is your sugar to spike. So it was said to me a long time ago, you're a type 2 diabetic, don't drink, among other certain foods to avoid.
Diabetes.
I'm sorry?
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Beat.
So
Do you have orthopedic shoes?
no, I do not. No,
You want some?
no I don't.
I
No.
think you were wearing orthopedic shoes at the softball game.
No, I was wearing sneakers.
You were? Oh, you just kind of had long socks, right? Or
I don't
no?
remember, honestly.
I thought you were wearing orthopedic shoes.
I don't have orthopedic shoes. I don't have orthopedic socks.
I remember your your elbow brace too.
Well, I hurt my elbow. Yeah.
No, I'm not making fun of you. It's just it's funny because like you had all this gear on and you weren't playing.
Well, it's because my elbow was hurt and it was killing me, and if I wore that brace, it limited my movement, and it didn't hurt.
So did the shot help when you and BA and BVD had the shot? Did that help at all?
It's cleared my sinuses.
It cleared your sinuses, but it didn't help your pain or sleep?
No. Joshua says I could get gout. I never had gout, but gout is a Jewish disease. We invented it. All that schmaltz.
I heard it's so painful.
It is. Gout is very painful.
And I knew a guy, like I worked with him at the last job I was at, but he would have like these bumps on his elbows, like, and he said that was gout. I thought it only happened in your toe, and it looks so
It can happen.
painful.
It can happen in different places. It happens in your joints.
But he had this big old lump like a golf ball, and I'm like, dude, that looks like it hurts like hell. And he goes, you have no idea. And I'm like, how are you even at work? Because I've heard, okay, I never knew it looked like that because I always heard it's in the big toe. But
sounds like a goiter.
A goiter.
A goiter.
I thought the goiter was only in the thyroid thing.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor, and I don't have gout.
You don't have gout, and you don't have a goiter.
I'm not Jewish enough to have gout yet.
Well, I'm glad you don't have a goiter either.
Well, maybe I get that when I turn 65. You know, I get Medicare. I get Medicare. I get Social Security, and I get gout.
Goot.
Something to look forward to in 5 years or so.
I call it goot.
Oh, whatever.
No.
So how come BA was showing us somebody killing a pumpkin?
They're carving pumpkins.
That's spooky. Spooky, man. It's spooky.
I want to see it again.
And how come VicTube won't join us? What the hell, man? Oh, Bug Eyes is back.
Why do you call him Bug Eyes?
Because every time he cams up, he does a Bug
Eyes. I'm like, I didn't know Nate's eyes bulged out.
I don't know. That was a quick therapy session, sir. That was only what, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, it's normal.
He doesn't need much help.
No,
he doesn't need like the help I need.
Zona says his dad has gout, but he's a full-fledged Hispanic man.
Nate, will you tell a story that should only take about 30 seconds to tell, but takes about 7 minutes?
Now that's my problem.
You want me to try? I mean, you don't have to.
Well, wait a minute. Before you
have you ever had gout?
I think he's too young for that. Lou, are you going to be doing a hype and hate for this week? Or
probably not.
I didn't think you would. It's kind of a waste of time.
Yeah, I'm kind of over those.
Really, they were so funny.
Really?
Yeah, but
I mean,
now
I
it's just
remember-
to the point I'm saying the same things about every team over and over. I mean,
Yeah, but
so
the
many
hype-
times I can laugh about Florida breaking off and floating away.
Well, that's not. But your hype and hates on Florida State were so funny. I almost pissed myself.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I'll do another one some point, sometime. I'm not saying I'll
Well,
never do them
but
again,
think about
but
this too, Lou, though. Well, think about it too, right? He's been the last 2 years in heaven. They hardly lose, so it almost I bet it almost feels boring to just do a hype and hate when you know you're gonna win.
Are you going to do a hype and hate for the Tennessee game?
I don't know.
Come on, we gotta see
I'm
ballpark.
like an artist who can't think of anything to draw, or a writer who can't think of
Yeah, he
nothing
has
to
to have
write.
a block.
Yeah, I can't just say I want to do this video and do it. I have to have like ideas or inspiration or something. And lately with the hype and hate, it just feels like it's the same rehashed jokes about each school that I'm doing over and over again, and I just got burned out with them.
Florida State's playing North Carolina this week.
Now I am uploading a video right now. It goes live at I think 5 or 5:30 called "Georgia and Florida would play on the moon if an alien gave them $1." Because you heard about that, didn't you? The game getting moved.
It's getting moved to Atlanta and then Tampa.
Right. Instead of Athens and Gainesville, because that would just make too much sense.
Well, yeah.
So,
Isn't that temporary while they rebuild the stadium again?
Yeah, it's just a 2-year thing. 1 year in Atlanta, 1 year in Tampa, then back to Jacksonville.
So they're going to play Ray J and Benz.
Yeah.
They're actually thinking of doing they're trying to figure out a way to use Ray J for the Rays, because they can't get the Trot rebuilt.
Oh.
And
well, maybe they should have built the roof out of something besides paper.
Well, maybe. But here's the funny part. I don't know if you guys follow. I mean, locally, this made big news, but they just passed plans and rules and laws and shit to redo the stadium, tear down the Trop and build a new stadium and so on and so forth. So they may not rebuild the Trop at all, because in a few years they were going to tear it down anyway.
Yeah.
So now they have to figure out, okay, where are we going to play baseball until either they fix the Trop or a new stadium is built? They're actually thinking of moving the team home games. One of the candidates is Sarasota.
Oh.
We have a small minor league stadium where I think the Orioles play in spring training, but during the season it's not used. But it only seats like 8,000 people.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't be a problem because the Rays don't draw dick anyway.
Well, nobody goes to baseball games anymore. I mean, not that they used to.
Well, I think baseball is kind of past it. They need to do something to make it a little more exciting.
Yeah, pretty boring. It's a bad TV product too, I think.
Sven says you should play the games on campuses.
College football games, that's a mind-blowing idea right there.
Well, no, the Florida Georgia games, sir. The Florida Georgia.
Yeah,
So
wow. That's
stadium
crazy.
is being renovated?
Jacksonville.
The Jacksonville
I forgot what
Jags.
it's called now, but it used to be called the Gator Bowl.
Everbank, I think it is.
Everbank. Okay, they got to rebuild it again because the last time they rebuilt it was the mid '90s.
Yeah.
And it's getting a little long in the tooth. And the National Felons League said you've got to make your stadium better again. So whatever. I think they should go back. I think they should go home and home. I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah.
Well, they're greedy. They need another $1.
Hey, BA, what's that on your? Is that what is that? Like a thumbs or fingers up thing?
Oh, there's a rock star hand. Like
that looks like
it's a
horns. That looks
hand.
like the horns up thing.
BA is a Texas fan.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's the pumpkin. Look at the
Wow, we got
teeth.
hypnotized.
Hey, BA, get closer. Closer.
It was the thumbs up sign emoji.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
thought it was.
I
It's
love the little
it's
eyes
a screaming
too.
pumpkin.
So that's
donkey
not
face?
real. That's just a one of those.
It's an
like,
Alabama pumpkin.
Oh,
or a Tennessee pumpkin. Now let me ask you this: is that like just a electric light in there? Not an electric, but the little non-flammable candle, a tea light or whatever. We lost her. Joe.
no.
Halloween is a satanic holiday. Okay.
I love the buck
wrong
teeth.
button. Talk to y'all later. I'm sure you meant hit, but okay. But thank you for stopping by, Lou. I appreciate it. Always nice to see Uncle Lou, and especially when he behaves himself.
Later, Lou. I love that cute pumpkin.
I don't know why VicTube won't come in.
So I saw Vic, right? I did see Vic.
Yeah, he's in here somewhere.
Okay.
Did you see his video yesterday? He was all clean shaven and haircut and everything. He looked so different.
What was it about? Oh, battery powered
haircuts,
light.
I'm gonna get a haircut right now.
Yeah.
Who said satanic holiday? I don't celebrate Halloween.
Joshua says Halloween's a satanic holiday. And he said Purim, which is a Jewish holiday celebrating harvest, is better than Halloween. And he's right, but they don't give away candy on Purim. So the Goyim won't celebrate.
They give away fruit, fresh fruit, and vegetables, and cornucopias.
I don't know what they do.
And haystacks, and corn cobs, and leaves.
Joshua might know. I don't.
I'm sorry. I had to keep going. You know me. You like my hot dog filter? It scares you, right?
Oh, Raj. No,
don't let it scare you.
It doesn't scare me. It's just I hadn't seen it in a while, so it was kind of like, oh wow, a talking hot dog. Oh my god,
I love that hot dog, and I think it's because I like the voice changer. Like I wish they would let you just put that voice changer on whichever one you wanted. But it just looks funny on the hot dog because it looks like the hot dog would talk like that. Does that make sense?
I'll be right back. I'll get some haircut.
Oh, okay, Nate. We're going on on Nate's errands with him. You know.
No, I'm gonna leave. I'm not. Well, if I wanted to bring y'all with me, I mean,
why don't you? Why don't you video you're getting your haircut?
If you want me to, I can.
Just put it on mute.
Okay.
Watching Nate get a haircut.
Riveting.
Watching Nate get a haircut. Are they gonna shave his beard and mustache at Spanish Clips? What is that? Spanish Clips? Oh, Sports Clips.
Sports Clip.
It looks like
Spanish Clips. Really?
I need glasses. I need glasses. I need eyeglasses.
Mm-hmm.
Where's he at again? Oh, the hair cutting place.
Sports. You just saw Sports Clips 10 seconds ago.
I know. Look.
Jesus, you really worry me sometimes, TK.
No, but Saleen, but I'm telling you, it's just a little bit of fogginess. Now, I will say this: I recently went to the doctor to have my, a checkup, and I was low on folate, B12, vitamin D. So she gave me these supplements, and she said that should help my foggy brain. She said that it should be that because I thought, what do I just have such severe ADHD that just getting older, I'm just going to die from it? Like it's just going to get worse or what? But then when she saw this is a good doctor because she was real thorough. And she was just like, well, when you take this, with this, she was explaining all that. And I like when doctors do that. I like when they're thorough like that, because who knows, in a couple weeks, I may start feeling way more clear headed.
Oh, wait a minute before you do. Don't forget, everyone, if you haven't already done it, please click the thumbs up button for me. That does help with the YouTube search algorithms and makes me feel good. So please hit that thumbs up at some point.
What are you in a tent? What is that?
I don't know.
Oh, he's at the God help. I'm
What
sorry.
is this giveaway? Jews are.
I'm gonna have to mute myself.
What is this nonsense?
Nonsense.
Shut up, Lou.
You know what?
You probably don't give away candy. You probably just throw rocks at kids. Actually, I'm not even going to be here for Halloween. I'll be by the time Halloween kicks in, I'll be in Boston.
No, he just, it's like, how when Charlie Brown always gets a rock, he just puts rocks in their bags.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Which actually gave me an idea, since I'm crafty. You could put cute little painted rocks in their bag, which is a nice little, a long-term gift.
No, that guarantees you to get your house toilet papered or egged. Give candy.
Or actually, what if I give a candy and a rock with a little design on it?
Well, that's fine as long as you give candy.
And
I always tell people, don't give garbage candy. Don't go to the dollar store and buy that garbage crap. Go to Walmart, get some of those miniature Hershey's or the miniature Reese's or the miniature Snickers or what. Get good candy. The kids.
I don't know if you got the memo, Saleen, but they do brand names at the dollar store. You can get Milky Ways, and they cost almost as much as they do in the grocery stores now. And some dollar stores are getting fresh produce and shit. They're really up in their games.
They have to.
They have to.
Yeah, they have to compete.
Because nobody can afford to shop at Publix.
Well, that's, Bidenomics is working then, isn't it?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, it'll all be over soon.
I just hope no matter what I mean, it's not like I think the country's gonna like go crazy or anything. Like I think
it will.
I think there may be there probably could be some people rioting, but you know what I think we're going to see more this year of, if Trump wins, like the crying lady. We're not going to see the riots in the street, because the thing is because at the Madison Square Garden, they said that there was maybe 160 protesters outside, whereas in 2016 there would have been streets of people marching. Nobody cares anymore. Everybody sees the ones, unless you're completely brainwashed in believing that this man is that dangerous. If you truly believe this man is that dangerous, then you've trained your mind to just want to believe it, and you're not going to see anything else.
It's called Trump derangement syndrome.
Well, yeah, I know they call it that. Some people have it so bad that, like, I really do think that some people are still that afraid. It's like, he has already been in office. He didn't do any of those things. Like, calm down, people. Like, it's almost getting funny now when you watch it. I feel embarrassed for America now. We need to just calm down. And it's on both sides, though. It's on both sides.
I could just as easily ask the question, are BLM and Antifa going to burn cities down again? So 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
I mean, well, that's the thing. The rioters on the left are the extremes, and the people, like the people that stormed the Capitol, a lot of them are the extreme. They're the very,
You've got
those are the
extremists on both sides, so
on both sides.
hopefully
And I think you have
hopefully
people, and I think you have people that go to riots like that like they don't go there to do violence. They go there because they really want to protest, and they get caught up in a riot because I guess they thought they didn't really think about it. They just wanted, because they're passionate about something, right? They wanted to go out and fight for the rights of whoever or whatever, and they weren't. It's not like everybody was being violent. It gets out of control after a while, and you have little groups like Antifa and these little gangs, subgroups that just want to cause violence. But a lot of people on both sides have good intentions, even if their ideas are wacky. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, and I don't know if we'll have necessarily the riots or like we had when he got elected that night when they were burning cities. I honestly, you're going to see people crying in the streets like they showed that woman. But I don't think you're going to see the riots. Watch. That's my prediction, because that people are not they're not going to his rallies and protesting. They're not doing that anymore. Nobody cares that much. The media tells you that that this man is bad, 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 and but I disagree with the lineup that they had. As far as having an insult comment, I mean, I wasn't offended by the insult comment, by the way. Okay, but it's not the time and place to do that when you don't have a strong woman vote behind you to begin with. Now Trump didn't say anything dumb. Like, he's been doing things right, but it was dumb. Like, who is advising him? Are there any women in there that are,
But
like, it
the
wasn't a
funny
good
part of that,
idea. It just wasn't a good idea.
well, the funny part of that comic
What?
that made the joke about Puerto Rico, two
It
things.
was.
One,
I think there was worse jokes than that, but go
oh,
ahead.
there probably was, but they're focusing on that one like a laser. The
I
fun
know.
part about that joke was Trump wasn't even in the building yet, and B, that was like 4 or 5 hours before Trump gave his speech. So I don't know that you can really connect the two, except that at some point Trump was in the same building later than a guy who made one joke about Puerto Ricans or Puerto Rico. Okay, here's the fun part. I found out over the past few days that because of that Madison Square Garden event, because I am a Trump supporter or voted for Trump, I'm a Nazi. And just yesterday, I found out that I was garbage.
Okay.
So, really, I'm a Nazi. Okay.
Okay. Well,
I looked at my mom last night over dinner and I said, "Hey, Ma, did you know that you helped raise a Jewish Nazi?" And she just kind of looked at me like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And I played the video for her of pole dancer supporters calling Trump people Nazis and calling Trump Hitler. And I said, "Yeah, I voted for Trump, so I'm a Nazi."
all right.
By the power of association, I guess.
Right. What was the joke that was made about Puerto Rico?
I don't know. It's something about Puerto Rico and
No, there was a few jokes.
trash.
He was an insult comic, that stuff you can only get away with on late night on some pay channel maybe, but not even in this day and age. You could get away with that. That was maybe the very end of when comedy. It's like he roasts people. That's what he does for a living. And they also had other guys on there that were all like it was like a big bro fest. Okay.
But wait a minute. Point of fact, Lou, I don't yell at my mother. fifth commandment, honor thy mother and thy father. I do not yell at my mother about anything except her driving, which is pretty bad now. And I would never yell at her or discuss with her about politics because her political knowledge level is somewhere around the definition of the word naivete. So
if she's not a good driver, why don't you drive?
I do.
Oh,
well, she's
So
not
then-
she's not a bad driver, TK, but I mean, she's an older lady now, and her, how old people are very much like gas brake, gas brake, gas brake, and they just, they kind of, all over the place with accelerating and then braking, and their ability to judge speed and distance is not as good as it used to be. That's sort of where my mom is right now. She's not hitting anything, but her depth perception is slowly becoming not so great, and she even acknowledges that, and she says that she's in the market for another car. Probably in November or December she'll be buying her another car, and she said probably going to be the last car I ever buy.
Does she have glasses?
Yes.
So does she need some new glasses? Well, for reading, you see, maybe she needs.
No, her eyesight is actually better than mine, believe it or not.
Don't you wear glasses?
Yeah, I wear glasses all the time. She doesn't. Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights. Good to see you, sir.
And I think I've always.
And one thing I wanted to point out, two things I wanted to point out about the Madison Square Garden rally. For one thing, this version of Madison Square Garden is like the fourth iteration of Madison Square Garden. And the reason that's important is because back in the 30s, there was a event at the original Madison Square Garden where a lot of American Nazi sympathizers organized and had a convention of sorts. And that's where they're getting the Nazi connection because of Trump holding a rally at Madison Square Garden, according to several reports I've heard. And here's a fun fact. There was a Democrat National Convention in Madison Square Garden where Slick Willie was accepted the nomination for the DNC. I think it was in '96. So
at Madison Square.
So
they just want to hate
Clinton is a Nazi too.
No, but they just want to hate him for anything. But look, here's the thing: they shouldn't have had that lineup. Period. That didn't help him. Okay, but I don't think that they need to be. The other side's going on like it was some kind of a Klan rally, and if you got the low information voter that's just not paying that close of attention, I'm like, oh my God, really? I'm voting for Kamala. They're like, does people actually believe?
And I believe that that's true in quite a few cases. Sad as that may be. What's up, Vic?
Who is Slick Willie?
Bill Clinton.
Call him Slick
I like
Willie.
Slick Willie. I like Bill Clinton. I think he was a good president.
Slick Willie because he lies constantly and he's very slick about it, and also because of all the cheating he did.
His second term was some of the best years in the country as far as the economy and job growth and everything.
Not as good as Reagan's years, but very close. I have to admit that the country did very well under Clinton.
I think he did a good job. Okay, just because he's superb, so was JFK.
TK, don't forget, in his second term, he had to deal with a Republican Congress.
Exactly, and he worked with them like he should have. But we need more centrists. And now, when I look at Donald Trump,
dead now. Centrists are all gone.
No, Donald Trump to me seems like kind of middle of the road now. He's
that may be, but
what he
the old blue dog Democrats are all gone.
No. You know what? JFK is an example of today's Republican. It's kind of like, and I'm not comparing Trump to JFK. No, because what I'm saying, listen, JFK, look at JFK and his thinking.
You
That's
mean
a modern
RFK?
day. No, JFK.
Who's JFK?
John Fitzgerald.
John F. Kennedy.
John.
He's dead. He's been dead
I
since
know.
62.
I'm talking about history. Back then, JFK was like the change maker. Okay.
Yeah, well, he was a Democrat.
It was yeah, but it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is he was a Democrat, but if you look at the modern day basic Republican, not right-leaning whack job, they think like JFK did a lot.
Yeah.
JFK is an example of a modern day Republican now.
Yeah.
Because that's how conservative people were back then.
Yeah.
And I see Trump as kind of that way, just not as classy and not knowing how to handle himself as well.
Here's
but
the
he's
thing,
better.
though, JFK, if JFK were alive right now and he tried to be a Democrat, the AOC wing of the Democrat
He would
Party
pull
would
a
run him out of
Tulsi.
town.
If
He'd be
you
a
thought the
Republican.
same way,
He'd be a Republican at this point.
exactly. That's what was my point, Vic?
That was your
Yes,
point.
no, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
And
No,
you
I'm
see, what you're describing, TK, is what's called the Overton window effect. You know,
Explain.
or in this crowd, it would probably be better to say the moving of the goalposts.
Okay.
The Democrat Party has moved the goalposts so far to the left now that a guy like John Fitzgerald Kennedy, who was a patriotic Democrat and actually a liberal in the classic definition of the word liberal, he would have to caucus with the Republican Party at this point, because the modern Democrat Party has moved so far to the left that even a guy like McGovern, who got blown out by Nixon in 72,
Mhm.
McGovern would probably not fit in the modern Democrat Party. The modern Democrat Party is people like Cory Bush or AOC or Tlaib or Omar or Pelosi or the far left nut jobs. There's no room for people like JFK or RFK Jr. or RFK Sr. for that matter. They would all be classified as either moderate or conservative Republicans at this point.
Yeah.
Because the goalposts have been moved by the Democrat Party so far to the left that, the old saying, this ain't your father's Oldsmobile anymore. Well,
Right.
This ain't your father's Democrat Party anymore.
Right. So would you say what that JFK is? What do you call a bulldog Democrat?
Blue dog.
Blue dog.
Hey, TK, your favorite guy, Brad, is here. So give us all a little nostalgia. Say hello to him.
Hey, Brad.
There we
Is
go.
it Brad Pitt?
No, yeah, JFK would be considered at this stage, and the Blue Dog Democrats have been extinct since the late 90s, early 2000s. That level of Democrat got pushed out and died off long time ago. And I told the story last week about the fact that I voted for one of those Blue Dog Democrats when I lived in Georgia. That was Zell Miller, a very conservative Democrat, old school Blue Dog Democrat. He was running against a Republican for senator that I didn't like. And even though I didn't want to vote for a Democrat, his policies lined up more with my beliefs than the Republicans. So I vote, as I've always voted since 1984, I vote policy. I don't vote person.
Not personality.
I don't vote personality. Personality doesn't mean shit to me.
Mm-hmm.
Policy means shit to me.
But there was a time where I was afraid of his personality, because I did feel, especially whether you believe he lost the election or not, the way he responded to it kind of made me like, I'm thinking, look, anybody could, I mean, not anybody, But what I'm saying is, look, first of all, to be a president, you have to have somewhat of an ego. Okay. So you're going to be somewhat narcissistic. But I thought his narcissism was probably to a point that could be dangerous, right?
Are we talking
What
about
if,
Trump?
yes, just wait. Hold on.
No, I was asking who you were
Yeah.
talking about.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Cause I didn't know if okay. So I was worried, what if he just let it get to his head one day and just went nuts, And
He
look at
showed no
everything.
provocation to that.
No, but uh, once he was in office, like 2 years, I realized, okay, okay, I feel safe. We're not gonna go into remember the fear was that he was gonna bring us to World War III, North Korea and all this shit.
Yeah, left-wing propaganda.
The fear is, I fear that if he's not in office, I think he's the only one who could get us out of World War III. It's unbelievable how my vision of him has changed because of what he's already done and the fact that he's come back from all that humiliation. I would have never come back. When he left that White House, when he didn't go to the inauguration, which was tacky, by the way, regardless.
Mhm.
Well, the inauguration was tacky anyway, but never mind.
Well, but you still should go, okay? But anyway, when he flew off into the sunset in that helicopter, I never thought he'd come back. And until around the time he got shot, I kind of started watching him more after he got shot, and I'm like, well, wait. And then I thought, okay, he got shot. This is going to be the true test. Is he going to start and act like he's some kind of savior now? Is this going to get to his head? But I feel like he's more normal now and more calmer and more nicer than he's ever been. I don't think
he changed with the times.
Well, but he changed for the better and not the worse. So
No,
now all that fear is gone too. I think that he's strong enough with world leaders to get us back to normality in the world, They're afraid of him.
Yeah. Yes, TK. So did you know that I voted for Trump. So
Yeah, I know, Vic. I heard that. I
Yeah.
voted for him too. When did I vote? Yesterday or the day before?
Vic 2
Yesterday?
Productions is a Nazi and garbage.
right, I guess I guess all three of us are. Yeah, but
Yep.
what you said on the Bad Bitch Fuel on Sunday, yeah, I feel like that's kind of exactly what what I was thinking.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like
I'm sorry. I think it's kind of funny that the three of us right here, Jewish guy, Vic
Catholic
2,
girl,
Catholic girl,
Catholic
and
girl.
Vic would, all three of us would be killed by the Nazis.
Yeah.
Especially me, being, Jewish, final solution and all that.
But,
That's the funny part. All three of us would have been wiped out by the
I don't
Nazis.
think Vic. Well, no, Vic would because he has a disability. Yes,
eliminated, because
Yes.
of my disability.
You
Yeah.
see,
Yeah,
that's what
the
they're
Nazis were
comparing
famous
Trump
for murdering
to.
Catholics and Jews
That-
and people with disabilities.
That's what they're comparing Donald Trump to. Like, give me a fucking break.
Yeah,
No, they're not
People are
comparing
so
him to. They're
sick.
calling him a Nazi.
Whatever. Yeah.
Well, no, there's a difference. There's a difference.
Yeah, I don't really see him as being like Mustache Man either.
Well, I'm just saying that, and all three of us would be killed by the Nazis, but we all three of us voted for Trump. Trump is a Nazi, therefore we're Nazis. So
Look, I have listened to a lot of Kamala interviews. I watched the debate. Now, the debate was her best performance. And believe it or not, I know a lot of people
that's
talk.
not saying what.
Well, but I think that was her best performance. Do you agree or not?
I didn't watch the debate. I saw the highlights of it. I thought that she did.
Dude, you went to college for political science. You should be watching these things.
But no, the debates are torture to me. I mean, I've already made up my mind. There's nothing that the poll dancer is going to say that's going to change it.
I like the debate. Yeah, I watched the debate as entertainment.
She
Yeah.
was. She
too,
came off.
me
She came
too.
off like she always does. A whole bunch of worthless word salad that doesn't
Well,
mean
but
anything.
she did better. She didn't like okay, for it what I'm saying is she's better obviously off the teleprompter than she is off the cuff. Okay? But I don't she doesn't okay, the cackling might be a little annoying, but I mean, I have
Really?
probably an annoying laugh, people would say. I don't wanna look at the comment section now. I'm just gonna go away from it.
Your
But,
laugh is not as annoying.
but what I'm
No,
but you know what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is, like, she's I don't see her as a bad person, I see her as a puppet of the left, and she's in way over her head, and
Mhm.
she's watch this, if she loses, she's gonna write a book eventually about how bad she was treated, because you know they're giving her shit in the back, "You're not doing good enough," you know, look who they put in there, they shoulda had an election, there's a reason she didn't win the primary. There's a reason that she was last in the primary. It's because
there's a
nobody like
reason
she
she
doesn't
dropped out
connect to
before the primary
anybody.
even started.
Doesn't she wasn't even so she fell before that even?
She left the primary in 2016
No,
before the
she left
first.
it.
She
She
left
left
it before the Iowa caucus.
In 20,
Oh.
talking about 2020 or
The 2020, she didn't run, obviously, because
no?
2020, not 2016. Sorry. In 2020, she was the first person to drop out of the Democrat primary because,
Right, she was like last.
I mean, she dropped out before the Iowa there's bug eyes
Okay,
again.
That was because she dropped out.
Oh, I forgot. You told me. You see?
She dropped out so that she could be because she had made a deal with Biden to be his running mate. That's
She's
why.
a box checking exercise. She's nothing more than that.
I
That's why.
bet you anything that Michelle Obama, even though she has not really she has less political experience than Kamala Harris, really none, just being the first lady. But I bet you she would probably may have made a better candidate because she has more of a personality.
Are we
Like,
sure she's a
but
lady? Are we sure she's a lady?
stop.
Let's
Yes,
not
she's a lady.
not do
I
that.
don't
And
know. He's asking.
she's a lady and she's
I don't
classy.
know
Well,
about
she's not as annoying as she's more inspirational when she speaks. But when she's talking, I think she is.
I think she's hateful and dangerous.
Michelle Obama?
Yeah, I think she's full of
Okay.
hate, and she's
For
a
hate for
dangerous woman.
who?
The
Well,
country.
for Trump? Well,
The
okay, so
country.
why does she hate the country? I wanna know, like, why
Because she's a Marxist through and through. She wants to change the country fundamentally from what it was as founded, and she wants to wreck the country and remake it in the image of Sololinsky and Cloward and Piven and all the other Marxists out there that want to strip the country down and rebuild it into a socialist utopia.
What about
down dictatorship?
Marx? Yeah, what about Karl Marx? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she is one of those people that is angry at the way this country has treated her for whatever reason, even though she hasn't worked a day in her life and was given all these make-work jobs and handed all kinds of money and opportunities based on who she was and who she was married to. And she wants power. She's power hungry. She wants an oligopoly, a true dictatorship, top down, centralized planning.
I don't think she has enough brains to do all that, Saleen.
No, she doesn't have the brains to do all that, but she can be the figurehead for the brains. I mean, just like Kamala.
Okay.
Just like Kamala, she doesn't have the brain power to make it happen, but she can be the mouthpiece, just like Biden is the mouthpiece.
Not a good mouthpiece. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't mind going and having, like brunch with her. She seems like somebody who'd be nice to talk to. And then
I don't think she would lower herself to be seen with you.
Well, then she could kiss my fucking ass.
right
Well,
then.
no, I'm not saying it's because of.
No, I
I'm not
know. I
saying that
know.
because you're a bad person. I'm saying it's because
No, because she's too good.
she doesn't want to be seen with the common folks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If she were to really act like that, then I would really not like her. What I'm saying is I don't know the woman because I've never spoken or met to her. I've never spoken to her or
You're
met her.
one of the smelly deplorables.
Well, that's fine. But what I'm saying is she's just, these politicians say that, she doesn't hate all of America.
Yeah.
Yes, she does.
That's a bit of an
Listen to her speak. I've never been more proud. I've never been proud of this country until now.
She's a phony. She's a phony, but it
I
doesn't
don't
mean
think she's
she's
a phony. I
evil.
think she really believes what she says.
Yeah.
And that quote about I've never been proud of this country until now. She was talking about Obama on the verge of winning the presidency in 2008.
Yeah.
Never been proud of this country until now. And we're 5 days away from fundamental transformation and all that. She doesn't like this country as founded. She wants to turn it into a top-down socialist dictatorship.
Doesn't like the country as founded because it allowed slavery. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean nobody's arguing those kind of amendments.
So of course, no.
Not even her.
So of course, no black person likes the country as founded as a country that promoted slavery.
I'm sick of the identity politics too, Saleen.
Except
just
the
so
Constitution eliminated the slave trade and was later amended to eliminate slavery after a very costly war, to be sure. But the Constitution is ratified originally.
You said
not the slave trade. You couldn't import slaves anymore.
You said as founded. So
yes, as founded.
As
founded being a constitutional republic with freedom of speech and freedom of press and freedom of religion and the
what about
Amendment,
the slavery thing
and all the other freedoms, and also all the limits that the Constitution as founded put on the power of the federal government. It's a decentralized. The government that we founded back in 1789, when the Constitution was ratified, was a decentralized power structure, with the Constitution dictating what powers were given to what levels of government. That's not what people like Michelle Belle Obama and her ilk want. They want a centralized government dictating to all the other 50 states and to the people.
Exactly what the law is for every single state. Like no states' rights is what you're basically saying.
They want a centralized power structure in DC. They are what are referred to as anti-federalists. We have a decentralized system of government where, and the 10th Amendment is the thing that is in the way of people like Michelle. And they want to eliminate the 10th Amendment, take all the power, centralize it in DC, and dictate to everyone what the powers are.
Oh, okay.
That's not the way this country was founded. This country was founded on a decentralized power structure.
So when did she say that she wanted centralized power?
Fundamental transformation, and then watch how her husband governed. He tried to centralize power in DC. That's what the left wants to do. They want to eliminate as much as possible all the freedoms that we take for granted that are given to us in the Constitution. Take all that, eliminate that, pack the courts, eliminate the filibuster, centralize the judiciary in DC, centralize the bureaucracy in DC, and dictate. What about a great example is when Pudd'nhead was installed in power, they came up with, I think it was called HR 1 and it's parallel bill S1, which basically nationalize or tried to nationalize all elections. And instead of all 50 states running their own elections, which is the way it is now and the way it should be, because the Constitution doesn't give the power to the federal government to run national elections. It's done at the state level and at the county level. They wanted to centralize all elections into one system and dictate how that system would go. Oh, and also, by the way, eliminate the Electoral College so that a handful of cities and a handful of states basically run the country. So there's your example of anti-federalism that Michelle and her ilk, like Hillary, like Bill, like Barack, like Susan Page, like Pelosi, Schumer, to a lesser extent, McConnell, and all the rhino Republicans like, what's that idiot from Romney, the idiot from Utah, who thank God won't be there anymore, and all their ilk that are anti-federalists and want to and want to centralize power in DC and take it away from the states and the counties and the cities.
Okay.
That's why people like Michelle, Big Mike, if you will, are dangerous.
Yes.
And that's why they need to be defeated.
Right. Yeah. So what about the Project 2025?
What about it?
You know, don't they also want centralized power too?
I gotta be honest, Vic. I haven't read Project 2025. I don't know much about it.
So want to control the lives of all citizens. I mean, they're basically like fascism. Basically, is the people who wrote.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know enough about 2025 to
extremes on
comment on
either side is bad, Saleen.
Well, I agree. Extremism on either side is bad, but unfortunately, at least, and certainly on the left, we see extremism has taken over that party.
Well,
I don't see the Republicans as being. I mean, I look at what they're doing in the House, you know, and how disorganized the Republican caucus is in the House. I don't think any one particular faction has taken over the Republican Party. You've got moderates, you got rhinos, you've got MAGA conservatives, and the Republican Party seems to be a lot more divided and a lot harder to unite around one particular set of ideals. The Democrats have united around the AOC Pelosi win, and you've got almost their entire party marching to that tune. And I think you've got like one or two senators in Democrat senators. What's that guy from West Virginia? Munchausen or Mueslit.
Munchausen, that's a disease.
I know. I'm kidding. I can't remember his name. And that idiot from Missouri, the chick from Missouri, I can't remember her name either. But they acted like they were moderates, kinda. But when push came to shove, they did what Schumer told them to do. I can't remember what his name was from West Virginia. Oh God, it's gonna bother me later. I'll figure it out later. I think he's retired. I think he retired. He was actually going to try and run as a third-party candidate for president under the No Labels party or whatever that bullshit was.
Independent.
Yeah, that went nowhere.
Independent. Yeah.
Oh, what was his name? Manchin. Thank you.
I remember
Joe
that
Manchin.
name.
Thank you, Joshua. That would have bothered me for hours.
Okay.
Thank you, Joshua. Gold star for Joshua. Gold Star of David for Joshua.
Gold star for Joshua.
There you go.
Get your star. You better believe
go
it.
again.
Who was the
They go
Joshua? Who is the lady from Missouri?
stuff.
Cinema.
Well,
Was it Cinema?
Didn't the
Cinnamon?
Not
Nazi,
Arizona. It might have been Arizona, not Missouri.
didn't the Nazis make the Jews wear the gold star so they would be easy to
Yeah,
identify,
Christian Cinema.
to discriminate
Yeah,
against?
they did. They made the Nazis made Jews wear a gold Star of David armband. They also made gay people wear pink triangles, I think. Not only did the Nazis
Oh, is
slaughter
that where
Jews,
that
they
came
also
from?
slaughtered.
I knew about the pink
they slaughtered
triangle.
Catholics. They slaughtered, undesirables, gypsies, criminals, the mentally deficient, the insane. The Nazis were, they were the worst of the worst.
Yeah, I think they said basically he wanted, men and women, but big time on men as far as the army. They had to be like, didn't they have to have like basically blonde hair, blue eye, white,
Well,
perfect
yeah,
health,
that was
no
the
disability,
ideal German. The
the
ideal German is
ideal.
blonde hair,
That
blue.
Plan.
all of them, they're all very, very, fit and very
No,
healthy
Cory
specimens.
Bush was from Missouri, but she's not who I was thinking of.
Right. That
But she
was
got primaried out anyway.
that was what the ultimate goal was. Yeah.
And Huckleberry Paul comes back in, and I'm about ready to jump off.
That's
but-
fine. I mean, I
Pa,
just trying to be a man of my word. Just come back.
I may have a show at 8 because I want to talk about a really awesome Megyn Kelly video I saw today, and I want to comment on it.
Oh, cool. That'll be fun.
And some of the MGTOW commenters that gave her a hard time.
Yeah.
She's a strong, independent woman, and beautiful and strong, and she says what she feels, even if it's against her own party. And men that have no confidence in themselves can't handle it. They can't handle a woman telling them that they were stupid for bringing an insult comic when you have 68% of the female population that already don't like you. Dummies.
Well, then he had nothing to lose, didn't he?
Dummies. Well, but you could say that, but you know what? It pissed me off a little bit. Like, what the fuck? Wouldn't change my vote, obviously.
No.
But it was not a good look, and it was not a good idea.
Well, it was
just the wrong place.
Not a good look.
It was the wrong place, wrong time.
It was stupid, and anybody who doesn't know that is just
but then Joe Biden gets on a conference
and
call
helps
and
Trump.
calls Trump people garbage.
Yes, and you know what he did? There's this memes going around a lot that he probably did that he's playing 4D backgammon because he just fucked her in the ass again.
Well,
he killed the Puerto Rico news cycle for the garbage news cycle. So really move on Joe's part.
No, what I'm saying is that turns people. If there's any undecideds out there, they just said "fuck you, Joe Biden," because I thought about voting for him. You're calling me garbage?
Yeah. God.
That's very. You know what I'm saying?
Condescending.
Condescending.
He just doesn't give a shit anymore.
Well, no, they kicked him out of the race, so he's just going to. I think he's trying to sabotage the pole dancer himself.
He's submarining them.
Anyway, I got to log off, guys, because I got to head over to my mom's house.
Yeah, be good.
All right.
What are you eating?
Cereal with a fork.
Pie.
Oh,
what are you eating?
Pot pie.
Chicken pot pie.
Oh, I had that for dinner last night.
Pie.
I had chicken pot pie for dinner last night.
I want chicken pot pie right now.
Hey, Jason.
Should I come over there and you can feed me, Pa?
He logs on just as I'm about to log off.
All right, listen, man. Hey, be good, Saleen. Yeah. Be good.
I'm going to try to be. Now, I'll be back from Boston for the show next week. Hopefully, the country hasn't burned down by November 6th, and I'll be able to come on and either cry about the end of the country, or be happy about the country saved itself. But we'll find out.
And what?
Hopefully, we'll find out sooner rather than later.
I'm going to go up to Maine. I'm going to punch your sister.
And what if the results of the election are delayed like they were last time?
Then I'll
hopefully it'll be too
To
much
find out who won. And we had to.
I think you're probably right, Vic. I think the results are probably going to be delayed for a little bit, but we'll see.
Yeah.
You know
But
what?
anyway,
All I hope, I'll say this. Can I say this real quick? And I swear I'll hang up. I just hope it's not like very close, because otherwise, whoever wins, it's going to be a big fucking deal. It has to be a landslide either way. So that's all I have. Thank you, Saleen. Love you, everybody, and love everyone in the chat and on the panel. Mwah.
Thank you, TK. Appreciate it.
Later, Saleen. Be good,
See
man.
you later, Paul.
Bye.
And thank you for stopping by, Vic. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Harry says that any delay is an act of treason. Well, I don't know
that might be a little strong, but I understand where he's coming from.
Right. Hopefully, it doesn't take us 2 weeks to find out who won this time.
Oh, anyway, I gotta go. So thanks for stopping by, Vic. We'll see you next week.
All right. Thanks. Yeah, see you later, Dane.
All right. And thank you all for stopping by, all the folks in the chat. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out. I would appreciate it. Good luck to all your football teams this weekend. I hope your teams win, unless, of course, you're a Georgia fan, in which case, against all practical hopes in the world, I hope they lose, but we all know they won't. Fire Billy Napier, please. Save Gator Nation. Good luck to us all, as the 2024 election draws to a close. No matter what the result, and I certainly hope it is a Trump victory, but no matter what the result, please, everyone, pray for peace, pray for stability, pray for our safety, pray for the safety of the candidates. An assassination on any juncture would be disastrous at this point. So please pray for the safety of the country. I'll see you next Wednesday. Go Gators. Screw the haters. Love you. Bye-bye.